whatever happens after this video, you kind of see how humans could be such animals and savages, bro.
This is what these people have been waiting for. They came here day after day. And we had to stop.
She was a well-known radio journalist. What ended up happening in this video, after the camera light died, she was with a guide, and her guide said that we gotta get the fuck out of here. He started hearing whispers of the men speaking in Arabic saying, let's take off her clothes. I want to take off her clothes. I want to grab her.
I knew this was gonna happen.
That whole crowd, it was in Egypt, and they were celebrating the 4th president of Egypt finally resigning. And the guide, they tried to help her, but since there was like hundreds of people there was hundreds of men there, they obviously overpowered the guide, and they grabbed her, pulled her into the middle of the crowd, tearing off all of her clothes. And bro, it lasted 25 minutes.
Pretty sure it felt like even longer than that for her, bro.
Yeah, bro, in the interview she says how if she fought, she probably would have died, so she just let it happen, because if not, then it probably would have been worse than what happened.
I felt the moment that my bra tore. They tore the metal. They literally just tore my pants to shreds. And then I felt my underwear go. I remember looking up and seeing them taking pictures with their cell phones. I'm holding on to him. I didn't want to let go of him. I thought I was gonna die.
After everything happened, many people came out victim blaming her. They were against her. They were saying how she knew what she was doing. Why would you go there being?
She was saved by women. So much for men being protectors. Humans, you mean men? Hey yo, bro. Only weak men can do this to a woman, bro. Not all men are like this. A lot of comments in this video are shaming men like all men are the same. In fact, there are few men who are like this. And those are weak men who don't even know what they stand for. A good strong man will never force himself on a woman. Like, where is the fun in that? That's not even normal for a good man to even think about forcing himself on a woman. That's for weak men. And weak men are created by feminists telling them they should act how they feel. They should act with their emotions. A man should never use his feelings or emotions to act. A man should always use his brain, bro.
Fucking loser was trying to flirt with some girl on a bus who was 15, and she was uninterested in his advances, and he fucking stabbed her to death. And it pisses me off that they'll attack Andrew, ban him from schools, plaster his face all over every fucking newspaper, and say that he's a fucking danger. Let me tell you, if that young man had listened and taken in anything that me or my brother have said, he would have said, okay, oh, you have a boyfriend? Well, he's very lucky. Wink to her and say goodbye. This is everything wrong with society and everything we preach about. So I'm pissed. I am furious that they demonize people like us, try to frame us and lock us away in prison and say that we are somehow the danger to women, and shit like this is happening on the street. If that was my fucking daughter, I'd kill the guy's entire fucking family. Mark my words, you stab my daughter because she rejects you, your whole fucking family, grandma, baby, everyone's getting it. Fucking animal, piece of shit.
This is what happens when you tell men to act how they feel. A man should never use his emotions. It makes him weak.
I was completely open and liberal about it until there was a case where a man who had been a man for 30 years became a woman for a little less than 2 years and then started MMA fighting women.
Yes, exactly.
Beating the fuck out of these women and not proclaiming that he or she used to be a man, because in quotes, it was a medical condition that I did not need to disclose. Like, that's not a fucking medical condition.
Right.
And if you ever watch the fights, she
like
wasn't winning.
Fallon Fox?
Yes.
Yeah.
She wasn't winning because she was skillful. She was fucking manhandling these women. It was ugly.
Of course.
It was horrible.
Of course. Like, this is, but again, it's so funny how the transgender movement destroys the feminist movement by living off of the sort of lies that the feminist movement promulgated.
If we put Mike Tyson in a dress and he fights a biological woman, it's still going to be Mike Tyson fact.
And now, making her way to the cage, please welcome Fallon Fox.
How do I expect a fight to end? In a bloodbath. What do I think about my opponent, Erica Newsom? She's a pretty strong fighter. I don't think she has the technique to beat me. So I'm just going to take it to her over and over again until I win this fight.
Let's welcome her opponent to the cage, Erica Newsom.
I feel really well. I've been training really hard for this opportunity for a long time.
And look at this girl. I mean, physical specimen, man. Wow. Great shape. She's solid, she's tough, and she's ready to go. She doesn't want Fallon taking home that $20,000.
Good throws and reversals by both fighters.
These girls are getting right into it. Fox delivering the knees, and that's it. Fallon Fox. Holy cow. Game over.
Wow.
And a quick finish to our first women's $20,000 championship tournament fight.
Your winner by knockout, Fallon Queen of Swords Fox.
How you feeling right now?
I'm feeling excellent. That was sweet, huh? Did you like that? Yeah! And I want to tell everyone else, I'm coming in this tournament. Every woman in this tournament better look out. I'm freaking coming.
You heard it here, everybody. Fallon Fox coming for you in the ladies tournament, advancing to the next round. Let's give it up one more time for Fallon Fox!
Even the crowd went quiet after the victory. He couldn't fight men. Now he's out here beating up women. Disgusting,
I just
bro.
don't understand how you find somebody guilty of doing something to a 15-day-old baby because there was no evidence whatsoever that proved anything about me putting my hands on my kids. I've never done it. I never would. I don't believe in it. I was beat as a child, and I don't agree with it at all. And I would never do it. I would never do this. That's all I got to say. I would never do it. I'm innocent.
Well, I can make a lot of comments on what you said. I can make a lot of comments on the trial, but I know that was just be arguing with you or talking with you. I'll ask you one simple question. You claim you're innocent, so you tell me what sentence the man or woman that you claim did this should receive.
If you ever find out who did them, they deserve to be under the jail.
Okay, so they ought to get the maximum sentence.
Most definitely.
Okay. On the crime of malice murder, I sentence you to life in confinement without parole. On concealing the death of another, I sentence you to 10 years in confinement, consecutive or after. Count one. You understand each of your sentences?
Yes, sir.
When the other inmates discover what he did to that baby, he's gonna have a hardest time. This man literally killed the baby, bro. He killed the baby.
Do you think that toxic masculinity is a problem that we need to address in society?
Society, I'd say it definitely is something we should address.
It's definitely an issue that most of us face in some way or another.
I'm actually a women and gender studies minor, so we talk a lot about toxic masculinity in some of my classes.
It was 2012 in Aurora, Colorado, and there was a shooting that happened there. The shooter was a lone man, I think he was 27 years old. So he enters the movie theater and he starts unloading rounds, just kind of at will. And three men, 24, 26, and 27, threw themselves on top of their girlfriends to use their bodies as shields. All three men died. All three women survived. If that is the kind of masculinity that you want to get rid of in the modern world, if that's the one that is toxic and part of a oppressive patriarchal superstructure that's misogynistically keeping everybody down, and you want to get rid of that, we don't live on the same planet.
Notice how the girls who agreed had no masculinity. Being a real man now who protects women, who protects children is now toxic, bro. And yo, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel, comment down below, like this video, share it with your friends and family. It's been real, it's been G. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.